Hello! Crafting again today, and it is Valentine's Day on Sunday, so we have decided to do some bird-related crafts. Birds and Valentine's Day have gone hand in hand since the holiday was first celebrated. It is said that Valentine's Day first began because some unknown medieval bird watchers, most likely in France, reckoned that birds began mating in mid-February and decided to give it a specific date, the 14th of February. They may have followed some folk tradition, as in Slovenia, it is still said to be the first day of spring. As was normal for that time period, they expressed the date as feast day of a saint. In the Catholic Church, every day in the year celebrates at least one saint. And as a public that had no printed calendars, it was easier to remember dates by names rather than by figures. The 14th of February is dedicated to a Roman martyr named Valentinus, believed to have died on that date. I'm going to make two assemblage art birds. There's this one. There's a bird's tail. The vase's body. And I'm going to pop in a little cast of a head, a swan's head. I'm going to give him a glass tail. Seems to go. A glass tail. And it's all going to sit on this base, and I might sort of make it look a bit like a nest, possibly. We'll see. There's that one. Then there's this one, which is a little bit odder. It'll be on this. This is complete. It's going to be on this lovely base. But then I'm going to give it my a lady's face and a crown. It's going to have a crown.
Saint Valentine is the saint of couples, love and beekeepers. Valentine is derived from the Latin valens, meaning to be worthy, strong and valiant. In ancient Rome, under the rule of Claudius, unmarried men were conscripted to fight before married men, because Claudius believed that single men made better soldiers than those with wives and families. Valentine, realizing the injustice of the decree, defied Claudius and continued to perform marriages for young lovers in secret. Word spread of his kindness in uniting sweethearts in marriage, and eventually he became known to the emperor. Claudius became enraged with Valentine for marrying off his future army and issued a decree to capture the priest, who was subsequently imprisoned. One story is that Valentine was then subsequently put to death, but some believe he is also the same Valentine whose story continued. During the dark and difficult days while awaiting execution, Valentine befriended his jailkeeper and forged a compassionate relationship. Valentine learned that the young jailkeeper was secretly sad and troubled, as he had a young daughter who was blind. On hearing this, Valentine asked to meet the young girl in the last days of his life, whereupon he placed his hands upon her eyes and healed her. Her heart then became Valentine's, and, although she could no longer visit him during his last days, they wrote often via the jailkeeper. It is believed that the last letter he sent her was signed "Your Valentine." He was put to death on the 14th of February. So yeah, no one really knows what the truth is. There are a lot of ideas, but they all seem to emphasise Valentine's appeal as a sympathetic, heroic and most importantly romantic figure.
There are many links between birds and Valentine's Day. Chaucer's The Parliament of Fowls described birds gathering at the bower of the noble goddess natures to settle their love rivalries. For this was on Saint Valentine's Day, when every fowl cometh there to choose his mate. St. Valentine's Day was mentioned by Shakespeare. The poet Drayton wrote verses entitled To His Valentine, in which he expressed the idea of the birds mating on St. Valentine's Day. Each little bird thus tied doth choose her beloved peer, which constantly abide in wedlock all the year.
Back in ancient times, Greeks and Romans used a practice called ornithomancy to interpret bird sightings and get a glimpse into the future. According to the avian soothsaying, the first bird a single person sees on Valentine's Day is a symbol of his or her life partner. Apparently, different species are linked with different human traits to forecast what this true love will be like. Apparently, if a young girl saw a hen and a cockerel together on Valentine's Day, then she would be soon to marry. Blackbirds were for kindness or a man of the cloth. Apparently, the glossy blackness of these birds reflects spirituality and charity. Doves were for happiness. Doves are the most famous birds of love. They've been associated with love and marriage for thousands of years. Apparently, they are extremely loyal to each other and they're young. And we can vouch for that because we have two that live in our garden and they're never far apart. Robins. See a robin overhead, marry a sailor. Apparently, if a woman saw a robin on Valentine's Day, she would marry a man of the sea. See a sparrow, marry rich of heart but poor of pocket. So you'd be very happy, but you wouldn't have great means. And see a goldfinch, marry money. Quite a few of the birds are associated with riches. A bluebird, you would marry a man with a sense of humour. A crossbill, a man of argument. Sparrow, a man of the country. A woodpecker, no man. It was a bad omen to see a woodpecker. A yellowhammer, a wealthy man, and a yellow wagtail, also a wealthy man.
Tiny wing. It's too small a wing.
Well, you could do that and then put another one on top, a smaller one, and make it like a feathered layering. So we need a crown, and we have this little
focus. There you go.
So we have this little copper tube, which I found on the Thames, I imagine, with all of the other. So I'm going to attempt to cut this down into a crown. So sticking to the subject of birds, this is a swan head that we found, which Mum used in this one. And I made a mould of this, and I have been experimenting with our clear resin. But this was my first attempt. And I didn't mix it well enough, I don't think, and it got a bit sticky, and there was some of the other resin left in the mould, so now I just have this little and then I made some more, and this was my plan for them, to make little like faux glass bottle stops, and my plan was to Dremel into the eye socket and put little sea glass, but it looks a bit weird, so now this one unfortunately has an eye socket, so I might have to. So yeah, I really like, obviously also she's not straight, but as a first attempt, because we have so many glass bottle stops, and I thought this would be a good way to use them. So I have made a little one of the swan head, and he's got one sea glass eye, but now I'm going to give him another sea glass eye. Stick him on a bottle stop. So I have the tiniest piece of green sea glass, and I'm going to stick it on this. And where would his eye be?
You just dropped it.
So I've got a really bubbly clear glass bottle stop. I'm just going to glue it. So that's the general idea, but I do think I need some practice with the... Oh dear. So yes, I do think I need some practice with the resin, but the idea is there. I just have to practice the execution a bit more, but I think it works. Imagine finding a stopper like that.
Mm-hmm. But they are, you do get them.
You do get them, yeah. You can get them with the doll head. Well, you can get ones with heads, can't you? It is a shame that I Dremeled a hole in her eye, because she did look very cool before that. But yeah, we've got all sorts of cool heads. I can do cat heads, monkey heads. So yeah, I'll do a series of bottle stops. So there might be another video in the future of these. And these are the sort of things you can put in the shop with the little bottles that come with them.
Mm. Well, these are my birds of our flock. Valentine's flock. This is a swan. He looks a bit like he's military. He looks like he's got a military jacket on and a big collar. So he's the military swan. He's got mother of pearl wings. He's got a chicken's body. I think it's a chicken's body. And a Staffordshire base, I think. And I've colour matched up to the point and colour matched. I think I've done it quite well, actually. I really like this one. It's very odd, and I imagine it's not to everybody's taste, but I really like him. Yeah, he's strange. And then there's this young lady, the Flamingo Princess. Is it a flamingo?
Possibly, but it's orange, like a stork.
Storks aren't orange either.
No, don't know.
Stylised flamingo.
It's standing on two legs, so it's not a flamingo.
You can't see its other leg.
There you go.
Oh no, it is. Oh, maybe it's a stork then. A stork princess. This one I put on this cream wear base, and I've left the distressedness to show you where it came from. Colour matched the milliput, and around the neck. And she's got a little crown that Katie made. And we quite like her. You like her best, don't you?
Yeah, she's my favourite.
She is, again, quite crazy.
So, they were our Valentine's bird craft. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed. We have to say a very special happy birthday as a viewer called Derek James, who has supported us for a very long time.
He was our first of all.
He was our first donor, yeah. And it is his 80th birthday today, on Thursday. So happy birthday, Derek. I hope you have a good one. And I also have to thank Fee for sending me some lovely earrings that she saw and thought of me. And I love them. And yes, they're perfect.
And they're almost like a birthday present for you because it's your birthday.
It's my birthday on Saturday. So yeah. That's it is like a little birthday present in the post. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. And we will see you on Sunday for a very exciting film.
Yeah, the last
very exciting film we may have for a while. But it's a good one to end on. But we do still have some films for after that. They be
with lots of crafts.
Lots of crafts, and still a couple of tiny mini larks.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Ones that would have been midweek normally.
Yeah. So, we'll see you then, and we hope you have a good rest of the week. Bye!
Oh, and happy Valentine's.
Oh, and happy Valentine's Day. Oh no, we'll say that on Sunday.
Well,
on
we could say it
Valentine's
now
Day.
too.
Okay.